Yes, so my name is Phil Kazmierowicz, and I am going to tell you guys some stories. These are stories from my life that I've told many a time that I just think are kind of fun and interesting, and maybe there's a lesson to be learned. I don't know. So the first story I want to tell you about happened in the fall of 1978, and I was living in the dorms, and I owned a 69 Mustang Mach 1. That was the first car I ever purchased, and I drove to college in that car. And my good friend, turned into a good friend, Lee Ferris, had a fake ID. And the fake ID, they created this ID by putting by painting the walls of a room, painting a wall with the Albuquerque driver's license, the New Mexico State driver's license. And then you stood in front of this wall and you smiled, and they took your picture with a Polaroid camera. And they would cut that Polaroid out into the size of a driver's license, and that was your new driver's license. Well, Lee had one of these, and it had his picture on it, but somehow I looked similar to him. And back then, the liquor stores were more concerned with having some sort of out saying, oh yeah, he said he was 21, and nobody really cared. And so my friends gave me, I don't remember exact amount, but I want to say somewhere between $40 and $50, which in 1978 was a boatload of money. I was probably making $3 an hour that summer, mowing lawns and etc., gardening. So it was a lot of money. And I took that to the liquor store, and I had a list, and I bought all the things on the list, and I took it out of the liquor store and I loaded it into my trunk. Well, as I was driving back towards campus, I could see a policeman that had kind of been hiding and snuck out and started following me, but quite a ways back. So I'm driving along, and finally I got to a point where I had a nice right turn to make behind a building. And so I saw the cop pretty far back. I turned right and I just gunned it, made it all the way to the end of the parking lot, threw it in park, and raced away on foot. And as I was running away, I heard first a little siren, a short siren, and then a bullhorn saying, "Police, stop!" And so then I had to make a choice. And at that point, I stopped, I turned around, I walked back. The police officer pulled up behind my car, asked me to open my trunk, which I did. He then opened his trunk and pointed to what was in my trunk and said, "I want you to put this into here," which I did. I put it all in there, and then he closed his trunk and drove away. And I was really irritated. But that is not the end of the story. So then what happened is I went back to the dorms and I explained to my friends that I didn't have their money and I didn't have their alcohol because the policeman took it. And what do you think these friends of mine did? I will tell you what they did. They handed me more money and sent me back to the store and told me to be more careful this time. And this time I was able to get the beer, etc., and get it back to the dorms without a problem. So anyways, for those of you that think the police are always good people, sometimes, and maybe I was lucky, they could have arrested me for having this liquor underage. I mean, who knows what they could have done. But I always kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth for policemen. So there you have it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.